Commonwealth Games has been known increasingly for scandal and corruption, but so far most of those allegations have been confined to Suresh Kalmadi and his team in the organizing committee. Now NDTV has accessed documents that show that this trail leads quite clearly all across the globe. In fact, it possibly leads right up to the Commonwealth Games Federation headquarters in London, as well as to several companies and contracts in Australia and even Switzerland. Let's take you through what the big breaking news story is at this hour. At the center of the storm is a key sporting official from Australia called Craig McClatchy. Craig McClatchy has also been a member of the Commonwealth Games Federation, organized the coordination commission set up by the Commonwealth Games Federation in London. In fact, the CEO of the Games, Michael Hooper, speaking to us, acknowledged that Mr. McClatchy had attended meetings of the coordination commission in Delhi as recently as 2009. Also acknowledged that a potential conflict of interest, he says, was declared. What is the conflict of interest? Well, quite simply, Craig McClatchy is somebody who was a member of a committee created by the London headquartered Commonwealth Games Federation, and he also is the 100% owner of a company called EKS that has bagged a contract from the organizing committee worth 29 crores. This is a contract that is now being investigated by the Comptroller and Auditor General as well. The basis on which this contract was given has been dubbed undue favors in an interim report of the CAG. But Mike Hooper says that the potential conflict of interest was declared and everybody in the organizing committee was aware of the potential conflict of interest, but also acknowledged that certain issues, which he would not elaborate on, led to Mr. McClatchy actually ceasing to attend meetings of the Coordination Commission. But the fact is that till 2009, Mr. McClatchy was a member of the Coordination Commission and also bagged a contract by the same federation, as it were. Now, Mr. McClatchy has been saying repeatedly to journalists who have been investigating his possible connections with SMAM, which is the sports marketing and management company in Australia with which a 230 crore sponsorship deal was scrapped after corruption allegations. Mr. McClatchy has been denying those links, but NDTV waded its way through a very, very complicated shareholding trail, and here's what it looks like. Mr. McClatchy owns 50% in a company called Ithaca Private Limited. Ithaca Australia Private Limited rather, owns an F-class share in a company called Eris Private Limited. And Eris Private Limited in turn controls, or rather owns, almost 26%, 25.8% to be accurate, of SMAM Australia. SMAM Australia, of course, is the parent company to SMAM Singapore that originally landed the sponsorship deal, given 230 crores in return for, well, virtually nothing. No guarantees on sponsorship. When corruption allegations hit the roof, that particular deal had to be scrapped. Now, we've got a reaction from Mr. McClatchy. Mr. McClatchy is continuing to deny any conflict of interest, but Mr. Hooper, the CEO who was speaking to us earlier, did not explain what the issues were that led to Mr. McClatchy leaving this particular commission. Mr. McClatchy is also insisting that while, yes, a company in which he's 50% owner owns a F-class share in a company that that has 26% in SMAM Australia, he is maintaining that this is a personal relationship he has with the co-owners and not a business relationship.